Hola amigos, hola amigas, Dorian from Hooverlux. Welcome, bienvenido, croeso y assalamu alaikum, chesh, jak shimash. Welcome to my channel. So it's the beginning of May when I'm making this video, and as it's been so cold, wet, drab and miserable, I thought it would be quite good if we did the grey, cold, wet, miserable vacuum cleaners. Well, at least the grey ones anyway. So I got two here in front of me. I've got this wonderful Turbopower 2 with the Autosense, and I've got Elvira, the Hoover Junior. Now, these two vacuum cleaners, this one I've recently bought and there's been a recent video on it. This one I bought ages ago and I don't think I've done any video or anything to it. What we're going to do is we're going to do the Turbopower 2 first. So I'm going to put Elvira to one side. Thank you, Elvira. And we're going to concentrate on this Turbopower 2. Now, yes, I have tried it because there's a bag inside there. If I switch it on for you to see. There we go. So the Autosense feature on it works perfectly well. It's just very ropey sounding with that horrible whistle. Now I'm not exactly sure where that ropey whistle is coming from, so I'm going to take it apart, clean it, motor and everything, put it all back together and see what we can do. So first of all, I need to unplug it. There we go, unplugged. So I'm going to, it's got all its tools on it, which consists of the long scabbard tool and the extension wand. We've got a dusting brush. It's a bit misshapen, so I'll see what I can do with that. And the upholstery tool. The hose. Which is a bit stiff to come off. Let me remove the bag. There we go. Which is a bit manky as well. Now there's no splits in the hose that I can remember. So I don't know why it's whistling. Quite a bit of dirt in there, hang on. Pop the bag to one side because it was only used for testing. Excuse me. We've got the bag door. Now it's got this sticker, but it's all yucky and scratched and someone's put sellotape on it. It's not worth keeping that because it looks terrible. I've got other ones where the sticker's in mint condition. This one isn't. So they've sellotaped it on, and now the sellotape has left this horrible mark all over it. So that will get washed. In the bucket it goes. This filter, I'll give that a rinse, there's nothing wrong with it. So let's flip it over. Oh, there's another filter here. That is manky. So this will go in the bin, I'll replace it. Let's take the handle off. That's all stinky as well. That will get washed. I'll leave that in there for now. There's the inspection port. I'll get washed as well. That needs washing. I put a new belt on there. The brush roll I will refurb. That's not too bad. Just needs a bit of a clean up. So is the belt. Right, let's get you guys a little bit closer and we'll take this apart and I'll show you how I do it. So I've got a card here that I'm going to use to keep my screws in. That's the sole plate. Next I'm going to, now there's 4 screws holding the hood on. Let's get this. Right, I'm gonna have to use. Can this fit in? No. I have to use a regular one because that's quite deep inside. For the hood. Now this thing can be a bit of a nightmare on taking off, and I've damaged a couple of them in process of doing so. Oh! Flicked up, very good. Ugh, wash. Then we've got the, so I got the 4 screws out. Let's turn it over. Let's take the height control button off, and then the lid, the hood, should just there's 2 more screws down in here. So there's 6 screws holding the hood on. All these screws are all the same, luckily enough. Right. Flip it over. Hey, there we go. Ugh. Let's get a Henry. I think this comes off. Yes. Right. So that's the hood off. And the bumper. Very dusty here, down in here, and especially down in there. Look at that. Okay, so that's come off pretty well. I just need to take off this height adjustment bracket, which is just clipped on. Some of them are screwed on as well as clipped on. This one's just clipped on. Oh, gosh. There's so many hidden bits of dirt. There we go. So it does come away pretty easily. It's not too difficult to do. And then what holds it on then are two brackets on either side. These ones are plastic. Hello.
I'm going to take my card with air in the tire and take everything with me.
Okay. So that was just hubby taking his car. So I'm going to take off the plastic bracket. Let me take off this first. So let me put these in. Again, these screws are the same, but I'm going to call this what is that? The dust, I don't know, dust tube brackets. I'll take off these two. And these are the motor brackets. I don't know the technical name for them. Motor side belt brackets. Luckily I got this video to look back on as well if I have any issues. So then the brackets technically should make the motor and the unit slide out like so. There's a bracket. It'll get a wash. And this plastic one is a ring. That'll get a wash as well. So we've disassembled now the base. I'm not going to do any more to this apart from wash it, because it's a bit stinky. Let me just dust this out. So we've got one bucket full of parts. Let's move on to bucket number 2. So that can hold that. That can be washed all as one piece. Put it to one side. Now we're going to move on to the main body with the motor. Now, there are, if I remember rightly, so the motor sounds a bit ropey. I'm trying to remember. to get this off. Right, let's undo these two screws here. We'll call them bottom motor casing. Now to get to the other two screws, this comes off, this part here. But it's clipped on, I think. I can see these two little clips. Yeah, there we go. I'll just gently unclip them. There we go, and then the front comes off. And then the other two screws are deep down in here. Turn this over to get it out. I should try and lift this. Off. Come on. There we go. Now there's a muffler pad in here, and that is disintegrated and manky, so that can go in the bin. So that comes off, manky. Here we have the motor. Now, this is the case. These are the super long screws. So they are top motor casing. Here we have the motor fitted inside. Bit of dusty. Let me just get another Henry. George. Sorry. Right, so the motor I can see here is quite manky. Now, the motor is marked there with red and blue, so that's quite clever. That helps me a lot. Unclip them. There's the motor disc. And then the motor. Just take out this brown one from underneath. There we go. That's the motor out. That is hot. It's very dusty. Carbon brushes are okay. The inside of it looks very well. I'm not going to be taking it apart. I'm just going to be dusting it, cleaning it, and dropping a little bit of lubrication down into it. So I'll put that to one side. Now, this is slightly different to the other one, I have to say. Now I need to take this inner casing out, and I do that by taking off the bag. Nope, that's on tight. So that is bag holder. And there are 2 screws here. Which is for the inner bag body. I believe there's another screw, so I'm going to have to take off this. Which is its brain. Right, and the Autosense mechanism is here. This. So when the dirt touches this, this is what increases the power. So let me just turn it, clean it out. Yep, hang on, drop the screw. Oh, I'll get it in a minute. And we will call these panel holder. Panel holder. Now, there seems to be, there's a gasket here. I'm not going to pull the whole thing off, but I'm going to pull a gasket down here. Yes, and when the dirt hits that, that's what hits this sensor. And this looks like it's all part of it. Oh, hang on, no, there we go. I just prized that off gently. There's the sensor. And then the sensor is held on by one of these, which are a blooming nightmare to get off. There we go, and it's snapped, wonderful. Right. So this is the body. That will all get washed. This part there. Right, so that's got a tube that connects onto there, so that's another part. Gosh, this is very complicated. Right, let's concentrate with this. So this is that little sensor that comes out very easily. This comes out very easily. That. Is not coming out very easily. Can't see why. There's no screws. Oh, there we go. Pops out. Then there is. I'm going to disconnect the cord. let me move you even closer. Hang on, move you right over. Okay, so now you're right over it. So I have taken a couple of these turbo powers apart, but not one with the Autosense before. So I'm going to disconnect the electrical wires to it. From the little connection block. Which is not having any of it. The suppressor is here, so I'm going to be removing this suppressor. It's very simple because it's just connected into it, so to remove that suppressor will be very easy, so I'm going to be doing that before I put it back together. This is the block screw. Electric block screw. Let me get a different screwdriver. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Dee, 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 dee. Right. I can't get this. No. I've got spare blocks. So I'm going to snip these off. And I'll replace this block. So the last thing we have down here is this clip. These are such a pig to get off. Why they have to put them so awkward, I do not know. I guess they thought they were never going to get removed. Let's take the cable out. There we go, so that's the mains cable removed. And the only thing holding the entire thing together is this stupid metal clip down here. There we go. So we have completely removed the nervous system of it. There we go. And then we are left with just the body. Two more screws here. And that holds those parts on. Pop them in here on my card, and we will label them back handle screws, because there's two of them, two handles. So there we go. This comes off as well. So there we go, we have stripped this now down to the carcass. This is the U2464. 800 watts. So there we go. Look at that. Down to the carcass there. Take that off. Basically, I'm going to clean up and tidy up the nervous system of it and just give it a wipe over and a dust. I'm pretty much leaving it like this, so that when it comes to putting it back in, I'll put a new block on here and I'll remove the suppressor. That just needs a wipe over. It'll just be a matter of putting this back in and working it way around and make it a lot easier. Now the motor here, it does sound a bit ropey. Got some wet wipes here. It's just dusty, it's just full of dust. This will help. I just get in there, just give it a clean up and remove some of the dust on the outside of it. Leave it dry. What I'm going to do then, I'm going to drop some oil into it. I could. I don't really want to be taking any of this apart. I found it works in the past, so I'll try it with this. I've had some success of spraying some oil, working the nozzle all the way down into the bottom and spraying it with some electrical oil, motor oil thingy-majig. And that seems to work, and I'll drop some oil into this and let it soak through. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So far I've had pretty much good luck with doing it that way. If you've got the knowledge to take these motors apart, I think this must be a twin fan, I think. Yeah, there's two fans in it. If you want to know how these motors work, if you have a look on YouTube and you have a look at The Secret Life of Machines, and it's The Secret Life of Machines, the vacuum cleaner. What's his name? I can't remember his name. Not Rex. Is it Rex? Can't remember. Tim Hunkin. He takes one of these motors apart so you can see what they look like and how they work, which is one of the programs I remember watching when I was a little kid, which got me interested in taking things apart, whether it be vacuum cleaners or TVs or anything, just anything gadgety like that. I loved watching that series. So there we go. So what I'm going to do in this part is just finish tidying up and cleaning all of this, and like I said, doing some oiling on it, so this will look a lot better when you get back. And then all the other parts will be clean, and then we can start putting this little lady, gentleman, whatever, it's a bit masculine I think for lady, putting this thing back together. So for you it'll be 2 seconds, for me it'll be a couple of days. Back in a minute.